Hello everybody, welcome back to English Understand Easy channel, and today I will talk about modal verbs. So let me share my screen with you. And this is what is it about? Modal verbs. What are modal verbs? So let's uniform it back into blue color. Nice. Push it a little bit further, and there we go. Modal verbs have affirmative, negative, and interrogative form. Affirmative, negative, and interrogative form. It means they are truly verbs. They are verbs. Yes. What does it mean, affirmative? Affirmative means yes sentence. Negative is no sentence. And interrogative is question. So, affirmative can, negative cannot. What would be question? Okay. Affirmative, I can. Negative, I cannot. And question would be, can I? So modal verbs are special helping verbs. So I will make it stronger so you really understand what it's talking about. That express ability, permission, possibility, advice, necessity, or future action. So, words that express, I will copy this sentence and I will type it or print it below, and the statement as a definition, and I will change it slightly. Modal verbs are special helping verbs that express, now I will delete, and I will write special or future action that express special or future action. Why action? Because it's a verb. That's without question. When it's action word, it is a verb. They are followed by the base form of the main verb. So they are followed by the base form of the main verb. So there is no verb to, there is no past participle. There is only base form of the main verb. They change the meaning of the main verb. So, modal verbs, let's replace it. Modal verbs change the meaning of the main verb. Here are common modal verbs: can, could, may, might, must, shall, should, will, would, ought to. I don't like ought to, even though it's over here. Ought to, that is not a very nice word. It is not good word, and it's easily replaceable with word should, or I must, or I could. Okay, but it's in the book and I have to accept it. So what is can? I can, something you can do. Could, past. May, if I decide. Might, if somebody else must decide. Must. That is intensifier. That is really strong. Shall. That is nice decision. Should, past, will, future, would. Now we have would, I believe, would, should, could. These are very close verbs. We will learn very soon how we can use them. So the basic structure is subject plus modal verb plus base verb. And that is very important for us to understand what we want to do. Again, subject, I, modal verb, can, base verb, swim. So if I copy that one more time, and I copy it next to it. Okay, let's go back. All right, and I will do subject, orange, modal verb, red, base verb, green. Okay. So what we're gonna do? Let's go. They is subject, right? So that should be orange. Will is modal verb. Even though it is future form, it is still modal. So we'll keep it red. And then we have come. Come is the base verb of the verb come. So it will be green. She must study. Subject, she. Must is modal verb. That would be red. And base verb, study. Not that she must studying. She must study it. She must study. That is very, very important. Right? After a modal verb, the main verb stays in the base form. No to, no s, no ed. That means no to study, that is infinitive, no studies, that's what I already said, or no comes, and no studied or swimmed. Okay, this is very important. Correct, or what is proper, is he, that is subject. Subject is what color? Can you help me? Is it orange? Then we have can is modal verb. So that would be what color, right? I would say. And what is go? Go is base verb of verb go. What is past simple from gone? Go? Went. What is past participle from go? Gone. So let's continue. And what is wrong? Here is X. So let me make it red, as it's absolutely no, and I make it intensified. He can goes. Wow. What's wrong? There is absolutely no goes. It says over here, no S. He can to go. What is that? No to. It's over here. So that means these are mistakes. Will I be able? I think so. Yes. To go. What is to go? That's totally wrong. Okay. Often students They talk correctly, but they write with mistakes. And they write with mistakes only because they think too much, because they are taught the test is about this. And then it is fixed in their mind, and instead using the proper form and forget the bad forms, or remember incorrect forms as bad one with red X, they write these mistakes. They don't say it, but they write it. Here is ability. So where comes the ability from? So is it somewhere written here? Yes, express ability, permission, possibility, advice, necessity, or future action. So now we are going to talk about ability, permission, possibility, advice, necessity, or future action. Well, let's go to see what does it mean. Ability, use can or could. Examples, I can speak English, she can drive. When I was young, I could run fast. So it is can, and could. Don't be afraid to write it the way you say it. It's very simple, very easy. Can we move it up a little bit? No permission. Let's go back. Okay, it's better. Use can, may, could. Wow, this is interesting. Over here is for ability, we use can and could. For permission, we can use can and could, but also may. So that doesn't make it complicated. That actually make it very, very easy, because you cannot make mistake. If you say, can I open the window? May I come in? Could I borrow your pen? You see, we use all three modal verbs for permission, and this is in question. It's very easy to use it. Just don't be afraid of it. So don't try to memorize, oh, ability is can, could, permission is can, could, and then what was the third word? No, it's very flexible. Permission is like ability plus may. Easy. Possibility, and here we have may, might, and could. Now, could is in possibility, permission, and ability. So don't try to memorize where comes, what comes, how it affects. Don't even think about it. Understand it, that this is the flexibility of English language. English language is not difficult in this case. It is very flexible. It gives you room for not making mistakes. So for possibilities, may, might, could. Examples, it may rain today. He might come later. Maybe he works too late. We could win the game. So it's easy. Possibility. What is possibility? Maybe it's going to rain today. Maybe he will come later. We could win the game, you know that? So it's easy to use it. As you talk, don't be afraid to write it the same way. Now we have obligation or necessity. Must, have to, and advice. Now I will stay with obligation and necessity, because ought to should be actually with necessity, with obligation. But it's not here, which is good, but I will explain later. Examples for must or have to: you must wear a seatbelt. You have to wear a seatbelt. You must use a seatbelt. As you can see, flexible talking. There is no rule for talking and rule for writing, and it's very flexible. Student must do homework. Students have to do homework. Students may do homework if they have time. Students might do the homework if they know the answers. So it's or if they understand the subject. So as you can see, you can use any modal verbs you want, any modal verbs the way you feel. I have to leave now. I get to leave now to catch the train. I must leave now to catch the train. So, as you can see, modal verbs are not scary words you must to remember. These are flexible verbs, verbs that makes your answer more flexible or more precise, means truthful. I have to leave now. That means I have 30 minutes to catch the train. I must leave now means I might have only 20 minutes to catch the train. I get to leave now. I have only 5 minutes to catch the train. So these are more like intensifiers, but they work like modal verbs. Okay. Now we have advice. Should, ought to. You should rest. He should study more. Okay. You ought to apologize. You have to apologize. You must apologize. Ought to means you apologize or you will be in trouble. That's what is ought to. But if I say you must apologize and explain that you misunderstood, it's much better advice than order. You ought to apologize because you spilled his milk. No, you have to apologize for not being careful enough. That's all. Don't be scared. This creates scary situation. This makes you small. This makes you almost a victim. Victim means you ought to apologize, so he has rights to punch you. That's what is ought to. But you must to apologize to him that you misunderstood. So nobody is going to punch you for that. You must apologize to him that you misunderstood. You didn't want to hurt him. And this applies to a lot of examples. I will return to it. I will mark it red, that I will tell you a story that actually, what does it mean? Ought to apologize and what is misunderstood. Okay. So we have future intention, will and shall. I will call you tomorrow. She will arrive soon. Shall we meet her at the train station? Shall we begin? Okay, that could be in classroom. And then we have polite requests. Would, could, can. Would you help me? Could you help me? Can you help me? I don't need 3 examples. I just need 1 example, and I can use different words. Would you help me? Could you help me? Can you help me? It's all the same. And negative forms, just add not after the modal verb. Can not, should not, must not, will not. That's it. And here are last examples. You must not smoke here. I can't swim. She won't come. She missed the plane. Question. Put the modal verb before the subject. Same thing like with tenses. Wherever we have tense with question, modal verbs have the verb or modal verb at front of subject. Can you swim? Should I call him? Will they arrive soon? Or, can you swim? Could you swim? Will you swim? As you can see, I can use same example with different verbs, modal verbs. And it's very simple, very easy. Here are quick summary table. Can, ability, could, past ability, may, permission, might, possibility, must, strong obligation, should, advise, will, future, would, polite request. I deleted, that's right, ought to. Now I will return to what I marked with red. You ought to apologize. I'll give you an example. This was in Europe, and the student was from the class from the university where I was teaching medical terminology, and she went to see a concert of a singer whose daughter at the age of 2 years passed away about 2 years earlier. So he wasn't playing, he didn't play any concerts for another year and a half until the new child was born, until he became father with a new daughter. And this student wanted to go to his concert, and she wanted to ask him, are you happy now? Wow, that's a really bad question in this situation, because what he hears is, are you happy now? And now there are 2 options, that you have new baby, or that you have replacement for the first baby, or that you have only 1 baby, so you don't have to feed another 2 children. See, this is very, very complicated situation, and that's why you have to understand the modal verbs. And ought to, I don't like it whatsoever. So the girl, I told her, you have to apologize that you didn't mean it that way, but you translate it from your home language, which is perfectly correct because you use it that way. Your grammar is the way, just like in some languages, you say blue sweater, and in some language, they use sweater blue. So take away the ought, and instead, the girl, I told her, instead asking, are you happy now? You have to make a statement. It's nice to see you again, that you play as you did earlier. I hope you feel better. That means you healed. You will never forget that you had 2 years old girl. You never forget that there was a girl that there will be her 18th birthday, and you will celebrate that she's 16 years gone already. But you ask politely in terms of, I am happy you can sing again. And when you say that, it's like you say, I am happy that you healed, you are over the grieving period and or the most difficult period. But O2 is very, very strong statement that will make you almost a slave. Really. That is so bad word. And I would ask you, avoid O2 from your dictionary, your own dictionary. Erase it, delete it. Don't even think about it. I will talk about these words a little bit later in special video. So I will completely delete that because I don't like it. And advice is always nicer. O2, I should keep it. I delete it. It does not belong to educated person vocabulary. You have a beautiful day, everybody. That's enough for modal verbs. Let me to bring it to the beginning. Modal verbs, definition, what they are, how they are created, and how we use them. How we use them politely, nicely, strongly, or even as a strong obligation. I must iron my shirt before I go to the party. Yeah, because the shirt, you just pull it out of dryer and oh, it doesn't look perfect. You want to have perfect time, you better do something for it. All right? So everybody, have a beautiful day, and I see you next time. Bye-bye.